Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the culcom Daily Questions. We're going to look at one of the topics that's discussed. What's our topic today?
Our topic today is OTT services.
Yeah, so these are streaming platforms over the internet to watch movies and television drama. Our first question is, what's your favorite drama series or movies on an OTT platform?
I think I've got a favorite movie from the last few years called After Sun.
Okay.
And it's a Scottish film, but it was produced by or majority produced by one of these OTT platforms, which is seeing more. And I just think it's fantastic, and it changed the perception of what I had for that this content could be, because I think there had always been a perception that if Netflix or any other service starts producing this content, that it will be a downward motion in the quality of it. But I think lots of companies and lots of services are showing that they can produce really high quality.
Yeah, it goes up in it. For me, on Amazon, I've been watching a lot of their superhero shows. So there's Invincible and The Boys, and even a spin-off called Generation V. So I like the Amazon. So I like watching superhero stuff more. But now that Disney owns Marvel, a lot of that stuff has dropped off.
And are they directly tied together? You think it becoming a Disney?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like Disney also is pandering to and changing up the original content, and the fanboys, maybe like myself, don't like that, and so they're going to other stuff that's actually more attractive.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you read the second one?
Sure. How do you think OTT services like Netflix and Disney Plus have affected Korea's entertainment industry?
Oh, okay. So I work in the Korean entertainment industry, and it sucks being an entertainer and then finding out for a drama or a movie that's on a streaming platform, because if it was in a movie theater or for television, a drama for television, you had the commercial sponsors, so the budget and the payment would be much larger. But for these OTT, they don't know. It's like a mini-series. Everything's a mini-series, and they just have a lot amount of money.
Yeah.
And I always get, oh, sorry, it's an OTT, so there's not a big budget.
Okay.
It's kind of more like an investment.
And do you think there's a difference between how this is in Korea, or do you think this is a global change? Really?
Well, last year, there was a big strike in Hollywood for the Actors Guild and the Writers Guild, specifically about OTT contracts, because a lot of the unions, they get residuals for movies and dramas that are shown on television, but there was no residuals for these streaming sites.
Okay.
So there was a big strike for that.
So that sort of leads into question 3 of
what do you think about the how?
I mean, I've never had to work. I've never worked in the entertainment industry, and I'm not too familiar with Korea's entertainment industry.
Yeah.
I enjoy the odd Netflix Korean thing on Netflix, so I think it's mostly been pros for me in terms of it makes content that I enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, with these services, these streaming services too, a lot of the Korean content now is able to go overseas much easier.
True, yeah. I suppose without these streaming services, I never would have been able to see the things that I do enjoy.
Yeah, Squid Game really kicked this off. Squid Game and Parasite kicked this off. Now you can do number 3.
Okay, thank you. What do you see as the pros and cons of OTT platforms compared to traditional TV broadcasting in Korea? Have you worked in traditional and OTT?
Well, yeah, so television, yeah, so the con, I was saying, the budget or the money is not as much, or it could be much, and someone's just lying to me. But it's more, all these OTT, it's a small little investment. Well, compared to television, where they're okay, we're going to put you on prime time. Yeah. Because that's when we have our highest viewership, and there'll be more money.
Yeah, so I suppose there's more certainty.
Yeah, it's more certain. Yeah, so like if they feel that that show or movie is going to be very successful, like the analysts will actually advertise it more.
Yeah, and I suppose with a streaming service, you haven't got to fill up the hours of the day. You can throw as much stuff out as possible.
Yeah.
Whereas there's maybe a bit more of a conscious effort about when you're putting stuff, what you're making, where the money's going with TV.
So yeah, that's the con, and then we talked about the pro is, you know, at least like now people around the world have access to this stuff.
Yeah, and I think it seems like most of the new Korean content that people are really enjoying is through Netflix and through these streaming services, and it's through the big wider audience that it is elevated. It's why shows like Squid Game have the cultural relevance that they do, is because it's an international product, really.
Yeah, and it's really like exposing the world to the talent that's in Korea.
Yeah, and if it brings more people to Korea like myself, then you know, I guess it can't be all bad.
Okay, number 4, we have, how do Korean dramas and movies on OTT platforms contribute to spreading Korean culture globally? It's something very simple.
Yeah, so it is my first introductions to Korean culture really was through the sort of popular culture that is with K-pop and through K-dramas that seemed to really blow up during COVID-19 pandemic, was that people wanted to feel something and they found it in Korean dramas. So I think it's really good. It when I watch it, I do see certain like cultural nuances that are expressed in these things, and I think it sparks a curiosity in people who are very used to the British drama, that it is just a really new perspective and provides a different culture to become interested in.
I think also another, like, because of these dramas and movies, like now Korean male actors and models have like become like the standard. They're always like considered the most handsome of the Asians.
Yeah, I think it's done a lot for Korea standing amongst Asia, and it's definitely got the highest for how small of a country it is. The scale that it feels like it occupies in Asia is really quite impressive.
Like, all my female foreign friends, they always talk about how handsome Korean men are.
Yes, that's definitely part of my experience as well.
Can you read number 5 for us?
Number 5. What do you think is needed to address the issue of excessive competition among OTT platforms in Korea?
So, wow, is there excess? A lot of the content I find is actually very similar. The dramas.
Yes.
So the drama, the skeleton for any drama, you have like one person from a poor family that has like a meet cute with someone from a rich family.
Yes, I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
It's always the same thing. So but because of like this meet cute, like might be an accident, these people's destiny is intertwined.
Yeah.
So they hate each other, but then they slowly over the series start to fall for each other.
And do you think perhaps because there is so much competition, there is not a willingness to take as much risk, maybe, with something that goes slightly out of the mold of, like you say, that could occur I
think, I find actually the content a lot, like actually like poorly done, or like a lot of the movies,
because there's such a rush, maybe.
Well, it's a rush, or like the original content that they're taking it from, maybe like a webtoon, is not that fleshed out, and then when they make it a movie or a drama, it's like filled with tons of holes and contradictions.
And I suppose the competition and just the nature of streaming is put out as much stuff as possible. Hope that the odd thing sticks, and that's where your money makers are.
Right. I don't know if I know like there's Korean dramas on Netflix and on Apple TV and Disney.
Yeah.
But I don't think actually Amazon is popular here yet.
No, I mean I've never seen anything that sort of the Korean drama on Amazon, as much as Amazon also isn't really popular for its other services here.
Yeah. But I think it's the competition is basic. I guess they're talking about is just trying to get the celebrities. So like if one streaming OTT platform has this one celebrity, like then that celebrity is kind of known for that platform. So right now the competition is trying to get all the hip popular people
snatch up
like a sports team.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Number 6. What's your opinion on Korea's celebrities and production companies increasingly signing contracts with OTT platforms instead of traditional broadcasters?
It's almost like you knew the question.
I didn't know. I didn't even look at it.
So I'm really not too familiar with sort of the behind the scenes stuff as much, but
I think the company the celebrities are signing with the OTTs because that's how they get to be known worldwide.
Yeah.
Like inside, because Korea is like it's a peninsula, but it's very reclusive. I can't remember the main actor from Squid Games, right?
Yes.
But like he's been popular for 20 years in Korea. Like he was not able to walk down the street in Korea. He's like so popular, but then like he went every time. But then he said, "Oh, when he was in America, he could do that because no one knew where he was."
Yeah.
Until Squid Game came out. Now he gets mobbed like in the States.
Yeah, and I suppose if it's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Then
I mean,
it exposes people to Koreans and Korean culture more.
Yeah. There's more money.
Yeah, a
there's
lot more money to be made in the international market.
Yeah, it's almost like it's in the sense of like radio too. Like no one now that the radio is available, like a satellite radio, AM and FM radio, like disappeared.
Yeah.
This is basically what's happened now. Like basic cable, they're disappearing.
Yeah, it does just seem like as technology moves forwards, is it really? Should we be mourning the loss of these traditional broadcasters?
No,
I'm not sure it really is necessary.
Evolve or die. Can you read number 7?
Number 7. What role should government regulations play in overseeing content on OTT platforms to ensure cultural sensitivity and diversity?
The government. So it would be nice. The bad thing about entertainment in Korea as a foreigner is that there's comparing it to like other countries that have that produce entertainment. There's no union, so there's a lot of protection for me as an actor. So I don't have a lot of rights, and I just have to believe everything. I don't hardly sign contracts.
Yeah.
So everything is just a verbal agreement. But so I'm constantly taking screenshots of my Kakao chat.
So maybe a bit more government regulation in how foreigners can be treated on sets
and onto diversity. There's not a lot of foreign roles written for 외국인s.
Yeah, I've seen the same few people cropping up in the role of 외국인 in each show. Yeah,
in a drama, we're either Russian gangsters, or in movies or dramas, we're either Russian gangsters, or we're diplomats, or we're soldiers.
American soldier. American soldier. Yeah.
Or businessman.
Yeah, I'm not sure. A government regulation, I'm not sure. I think is too necessary. I think cultural sensitivity and diversity seem to be, as people demand it more from their products and from the shows, that these things seem to be taking change.
You could also have a VPN too, and it's you could just that you get around government regulations in a country for OTT if you have a VPN.
Yeah, and I wouldn't like to know what cultural sensitivity is. Obviously relative.
Yeah, so I don't think the government can do anything.
Yeah.
Number 8, how do you perceive the impact of OTT platforms on the traditional cinema experience in Korea, especially with the rise of streaming services?
Well, I took the decision to go and see Poor Things, which came out recently, and I could have seen it on my laptop on Disney, but I instead decided that I wanted the cinema experience that I sort of had been missing a bit in Korea, and I'm a big fan of the cinema and the sort of more traditional cinema experience.
Yeah, it's the experience too, and actually Korea is actually the third largest cinematic country in the world.
Is it?
It's America, then China, and then number 3 is Korea.
That surprises me. Yeah.
So I don't think it's had a big impact. I mean, now there's not, independent theaters. Now it's either CGV, Latte Cinema, or Megabox, but still.
I still think people really, they crave that cinema experience. It's something that we can't really get away from because it makes the enjoyment so much more different, and you take in the product in a different way.
Yeah, can you read number 9 for me?
Number 9. How can OTT platforms better cater to diverse preferences or tastes of Korean viewers? Are there diverse tastes for Korean viewers?
I mean, it's all the girls and all the guys and these look the exact same.
Yeah.
Like if they want to diversity, get an ajima. Where's that middle-aged romance?
Yeah, that would maybe entice me a bit more. That would. I'm not really sure that there is
with a guy with glasses and all that stuff.
Yes.
Or losing his hair.
A few more roles for yourself, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm not sure that there is a diverse preference or taste.
It's just
really.
like beauty sells, so I don't know. And
I suppose they
try.
cater to that very well.
Yeah.
So finding as many handsome Korean men as possible and sticking them on the screen.
Yeah.
That's a way of catering to the preference. That seems to be pretty universal at this point.
Yeah. But most of the stuff is just like, if one concept works, then everyone just follows in line. That's kind of the Korean way.
Yes, I'd say that's definitely been my experience.
So like one TV show, like a cooking show became popular, and then suddenly everyone had to go, every channel had a cooking show on it.
Yeah.
And the final question, what are your thoughts on the growing concerns about data privacy and the security associated with the use of OTT platforms in Korea?
I suppose with data privacy, do they mean sort of monitoring what people are watching?
Right, so...
Or that these could access your further internet use, maybe, these services?
Well, even with algorithms too and what's suggested.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's kind of cool. It's creepy that they're keeping my information, but then it also is convenient.
Yeah, that's sort of the perspective that I've always been slightly more drawn towards, is that the algorithm in its sort of Terminator Matrix associations, if it's showing me shows that I want to watch, I'm not sure how annoyed I can be. Maybe I'll come to regret that.
You don't have to do a deep dive to find content that suggests stuff. I used to work at a Blockbuster, it was a movie rental place, and my job was to give suggestions, so I had to watch 100, in a month, over 100 movies.
Yeah. Now we can just let the computer solve that problem for us. But I suppose they're the loss of a Blockbuster's type.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I guess that's our opinions on OTT services. But if you have questions about Qualcomm, you could reach them on any one of their Instagrams. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been Jeff.
I've been Dexter.
Bye-bye.